Jackson was accused of mortgage fraud for falsifying documents. Jackson billed taxpayers for massive travel expenses, and Jackson was known for bullying women. Troy Jackson, falsifying documents, ripping off taxpayers, and a bully we can't trust.
No matter what kind of teeth you got brush, Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch. Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head.
Allegedly present. Now, some of that currency was also rubber banded and sorted out in different amounts. O notes consistent with narcotic sales were also allegedly found.
Searched homes on Lower Gilman Street in St. Albans and Marie Drive in Highgate. They found narcotics, guns, and drug packaging materials. 5 people were arrested on drug charges.
Alexa,
2 are
play
from
some
Vermont,
Christmas music.
Christopher Kirby and
station,
Courtney Burns.
Holiday
2
Themes.
others are from New York.
Drugs, ghost guns, and even a grenade launcher seized here in Vermont. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Kat Villianzoni.
And I'm Darren
Alexa,
Parrott. Officials made the big bust in East Bethel, where 9 people were arrested on a host of charges.
In all, 29
So someone was asking
Investigators are still looking
why a
for
lot of
9
people remember
others.
back with the Christmas
NBC
thing.
Renee Wunderlich joined
It's
us live.
interesting. They said Jim Carrey was kind of at the heart of some of that too. Remember when he was on David Letterman? Because people were saying it was politically incorrect to say Christmas and we should say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. It was offensive to some people. No, it's not a Merry Christmas, I'm Jewish. Happy Hanukkah. How about we just say Happy Holidays to make it less confusing and offensive? I don't really care either way.
Narcotics investigators executed a search warrant Friday at Shelter
'Tis the
Towers on
season.
South Place. The warrant
'Tis
covered
the
3
season.
units stemmed from an ongoing investigation into narcotics distribution.
Just say 'tis the season.
Months in the making. Vermont State
'Tis the
Police say
season.
It happened today at a home on South Main Street. 33-year-old Elizabeth Capon and 38-year-old Daniel.
So they're asking why the
6
songs,
people arrested after a drug raid Friday.
they all kept the word Christmas, but people will say holiday music for the songs that have the word Christmas in it.
City police say they executed the search warrant on Saturday at houses on Averill Street and Hooker Avenue. 10 people
So
were
should they
arrested
change the
and
songs, is what you're
drug
saying, or
charges.
Firearms and ammunition during the search.
of a white
Initially
holiday?
detained 18 people, but ultimately
Doesn't even make
6 arrests.
sense. 'Tis the
A Colchester
season.
man sentenced
Well,
to
if it's
4 years in prison
summer.
on drug charges. 37-year-old Carl Martin was convicted last summer.
24-year-old Jesse Morey was arrested after police
Doesn't make
pulled
any
over
sense.
a vehicle in the parking lot of the 99 restaurant in Brattleboro. During the stop, police observed drug paraphernalia in the car, and after searching the vehicle,
This man locked up in Rutland, Vermont on drug trafficking charges. Police say they had a warrant for Ishani Williams of Worcester, Massachusetts. According to police, he had 94 grams of...
Vermont State Police say these 12 Vermont men and women were arrested between September and December this year.
But yeah, he was on David Letterman. I remember that.
37-year-old resident
Merry Christmas!
was pulled over on I-91 North Friday after numerous marked lane violations and driving without a vehicle registration during a raid prompted by suspected drug activity at this home in Rutland.
I know.
State police say they
And with the vaccine stuff, remember Jenny McCarthy? Isn't that,
men from Springfield were taken into custody after police in Vermont found
yeah, isn't that her cousin? And they're good friends with, what's their name too, yeah?
Others were part of an organization that
The
was
one
trying
Kennedy
to
married after his wife was
Vermont,
found dead in a
where
closet
drug
or
prices
something.
Are much higher. More is
Yeah,
employed as an
interesting.
assistant clerk magistrate and Hampton Superior Court. All 8 defendants are charged with conspiracy to distribute heroin, cocaine, and crack cocaine. 6 of the defendants are charged with money laundering. 2 were allegedly dealing illegal firearms. Springfield were arrested.
Not trying to make light of anybody's tragedy.
Bags of marked poison during a car search. 24-year-old
Or
Michael
loss.
Mulvaney and 28-year-old David Voss are charged with possessing and trafficking of
man is waking up in jail
Is that why they called him the Joker?
Milton police say they found the drugs.
What was that one? Couldn't stop smiling.
Home.
Or
Police officers
laugh
by
at.
Woke told 22 News Colleen Rodriguez, Monique LaPointe, and James Bradley, all from Vermont, were in a car in the parking lot. Woke said an officer ran the plates on that car and found the registration belonged to a different car in Vermont.
A Brattleboro man is in jail tonight accused of drug dealing. Vermont State Police say 55-year-old Shane Farrell was selling out of a residence on Garfield Drive in Brattleboro. Vermont's Drug Task Force used confidential informants to buy
What,
from
you know that
Farrell
guy?
6 different times over
Shane
the course
Farrell?
of the week.
You
Vermont
do?
is facing multiple charges after police allegedly found drugs and cash during a
What
traffic
do you do
stop in
about part of
Greenfield.
those drug
Fourth,
deals?
Farrell was selling out of a residence on Garfield
Belonged to a different car in Vermont.
A Brattleboro man is in
How
jail
you know
tonight
that guy?
accused of drug dealing. Vermont
We
State
don't ask
Police
those
say
questions.
55-year-old Shane Farrell was selling out of a residence on Garfield Drive in Brattleboro. Vermont's Drug Task Force used
Selling
confidential
fentanyl,
informants to buy from
cocaine.
Farrell 6 different times over the course of
Informants bought from
Vermont is
him
facing multiple
6
charges
different
after police
times.
allegedly found drugs and cash
So
during
for
a traffic
informants
stop
to
in
be doing
Greenfield.
that
State
stuff.
Police told 22 News that a trooper pulled over a car on
So they
91
arrested him. Where was he
4-9
getting it
Tuesday night.
from, though?
The trooper noticed that the driver
A lot of
claimed there was
times from
a small child in
the
the
same
back.
ones that
According to
bust
Vermont
him.
State Police, around 12:30
Yeah,
p.m.
actually.
Thursday, a trooper
Well, not the
observed a
exact
motor vehicle
ones.
violation on I-91 in Westminster and conducted a traffic stop.
Oftentimes the
Passenger
ones
identified as
who send the
48-year-old
officers
Kenneth
on
Turner, Los Angeles,
investigations and get
California.
them doing
The
those
arrest
buys
operation
and
was conducted by the
stings
Vermont Drug
and
Task Force
arrests,
in
they're
conjunction
the
with
same
federal and local
ones
partners, and arrested 90
profiting
people for a
from.
variety of state-level criminal charges and an additional 10 on federal-level charges.
Shelly Sutra is one of the latest people to be charged with trafficking in Vermont.
Not guilty on all 4 counts.
And supporting. For a lot of them, it's not even about profiting. It's just about supporting their habits and covering up other things. The prior,
Over
as they say.
$100,000 bond after he was found to be in possession of large amounts of drugs, money, and firearms.
Last night, hundreds of bags of
All the
heroin were kept from
priors.
being
Have you been
sold
pardoned?
in Vermont, thanks to a very large bus.
By what sickos around you?
Scott Racine of Middlebury and 36-year-old Jonathan Gallagher of Rutland
you
were
fly for
arrested
so long.
and charged with trafficking and importing 1,400 bags of heroin.
At Regeneron, science becomes medicine, and medicine becomes possibility. We are Regeneron, and we're in it for good.
On my high school ring, my freshman year in college,
Baby, all I want for Christmas.
traded my education for some 6-string darling. Old man behind the counter said, kid, this'll take you far if you listen to the whispers in this pawn shop guitar. I came to Music City with some songs burning a hole in my pocket. They slammed.
The Green Mountains State, and for 14 years, from 1777 to 1791. Not a state at all, but the independent Vermont Republic, with its own currency and a constitution that was the first in America to prohibit adult slavery. It joined the Union as the 14th state, the first admitted after the original 13. This is the land of Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain
How
Gold,
sad.
the birthplace of 2 presidents, Chester Arthur and Calvin Coolidge,
You don't know.
sworn in by his own father by lamplight on a Plymouth Notch farm with no electricity. Ben and Jerry started in a converted Burlington gas station. Norman Rockwell painted here. Robert Frost farmed and roped in these hills. Bernie Sanders was mayor of Burlington before he went to Washington. Roughly 650,000 people live in the entire state. No billboards. By law. Covered bridges on every postcard. It also has a drug crisis that doesn't fit anywhere. Because Vermont sits at the top of a highway. Interstate 91 runs up from Massachusetts to the length of this state. And federal court documents explain the whole thing in one sentence. Drug prices in Vermont are much higher than in Springfield. Buy low in the Pioneer Valley. Sell high in Bar or Rutland or Burlington. Pocket the difference. Tonight, case by case, a grenade launcher and a puppy mill in the same farmhouse. 10,000 bags of H in one home. Bags stamped poison. 29 arrests in a single Northeast Kingdom suite. 3 women found locked in a room during a Brattleboro raid. And an 80-year-old couple who told Nebraska deputies the 60 pounds of Mary in their pickup were Christmas presents whose son happened to be one of Vermont's top prosecutors. Everything here comes from court records and law enforcement statements. These are allegations unless a conviction is noted, and everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. This is the other side of the Green Mountain State. Let's get into it.
Well, this is the second time, as you said, in less than 3 weeks, Patrick and Barbara Gyron have been arrested in the state of Nebraska. Last time, 60 pounds of marijuana allegedly found in their pickup truck. After being pulled over Tuesday morning, the Sheriff's Department in Lancaster County, Nebraska, became suspicious again.
As the deputy was conducting his enforcement stop, he thought that there was criminal activity afoot. The dog was called in, sniffed the vehicle, and indicated to the odor of narcotics.
I hope so.
Lancaster Sheriff Terry Wagner says the vehicle was searched and $18,000 was found. The money was found in several locations. It was tested for narcotics, and trace amounts of beer were allegedly present. Now, some of that currency was also rubber banded and sorted out in different amounts. O notes consistent with narcotic sales were also allegedly found. And the two were taken into custody. Their driver, the Gyron's daughter Mariah, was released. Their son Justin Gyron is, of course, the Chief Deputy State's Attorney for Cheatham County. The office previously stated that Justin has no connection to the allegations and will remain on duty. Vermont Attorney General T.J. Donovan had this to say about the case.
Let me be clear. Justin Gyron is an honorable public servant who did nothing wrong, who serves the people of Cheatham County day in and day out. He's a military veteran. He's a community member. He's a father. He did nothing wrong here. His parents did something out in Nebraska. It's an embarrassment to him, but he should be held accountable for their actions.
Neither of the two have entered a plea yet. This is for their felony charges of possession of currency believed to have been used for a drug deal.
This is the strangest case in the entire video, and it made national headlines twice. On December 19, 2017, sheriff's deputies in York County, Nebraska pulled over a pickup truck on Interstate 8 for a traffic violation. When they approached, they caught a strong scent of marijuana in the bag. Packed inside Home Depot moving boxes were roughly 60 pounds of high-grade berries and several containers of concentrated THC, a street value estimated at over $300,000. The strain names were written on each individual bag. The people in the truck were 80-year-old Patrick Duran and his 70-year-old wife Barbara of Clear Lake Oaks, California. They told police the marriage was for Christmas presents. They were driving from California to distribute it as gifts to relatives in Vermont and Boston. They also said they hadn't realized it was illegal to transport Mary through Nebraska. They were charged with possession with intent to deliver, and having no drug tax stamp Nebraska requires dealers to buy a stamp from the Department of Revenue proving the state's drug tax has been paid. And then came the detail that turned it into a national story. Their son is Justin Duran, the Chief Deputy State's Attorney for Cheatham County, Vermont, a prosecutor with 15 years in that office who had handled some of the state's most high-profile deletion cases. His boss, State's Attorney Sarah George, moved quickly to separate from it, saying he was in no way connected other than by relation, that he loves his parents and is concerned for their welfare, but that he was extremely disappointed in their behavior and his actions as reported. He continued handling criminal prosecutions throughout. The executive director of Vermont State's Attorney Office said he didn't believe Justin knew anything about what his parents were carrying, and that it was as much a shock to him as to anyone. The Gerons were released on bail pending arraignment. 3 weeks later, they did it again. On the morning of January 9, 2018, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Department pulled over a pickup on Interstate 80 outside Lincoln for following another vehicle too closely. Same interstate. Same truck, just 2 counties east of the first stop. This time the Gerons were passengers. With a female family member driving, she was not charged. AK-9 alerted on the vehicle. Deputies found no drugs. What they found instead was a duffel bag containing roughly $18,000 in cash. An oversized garbage bag with raw Mary residue inside. And notes consistent with Mary's sales. The cash allegedly tested positive on Mary residue. Investigators believe it was money intended to buy more products. Reports indicated they were traveling from Vermont back to California. They were charged with possessing currency believed to have been warranty. 10 years or 100,000 miles. Their attorney told reporters he had decided how to plead.
During the Ram Vegas for the summer event, nothing stops
In
rap.
September 2018, nearly a year
Tired
after
of
the first
untamable
stop,
frizz? Forget the
Patrick
flat
and
iron.
Barbara Gerard were
Everpure Iron
sentenced to go
Sleep by
county
L'Oreal
district
Paris.
court
Our
after
first
pleading no
salon-inspired
contest
smoothing
to a single
routine,
felony
formulated
count
with
of
sleep care
possessing more than
complex
a pound
without
of
the
meth.
acids. For limited
Prosecutors
consistent
dropped the
style
other two
and
charges,
7 days of frizz control.
including the
Everpure
intent to
Iron
distribute
Sleep by
count.
L'Oreal Paris.
They faced up to 2 years in prison. They received 3 years of probation instead.
Which
The
one?
judge explained his reasoning directly to Patrick
Oh,
Gerard.
yeah.
He was 80 years old, a veteran, retired, and had no prior record.
From the outside, it's a fairly
We have different
unassuming
people that
home,
come through
but to
sometimes and
neighbors,
ask
what
questions
transpired
for a
inside on a
reason.
daily basis.
Now, I don't know if this is an investigator, just a concerned citizen. Usually they're one and of the same, right? Regular citizens can be investigators and investigators can be caring citizens, right? Right? I'm just trying to understand. Right, so somebody's asking about Lori Garland. She died in, was it 2017? I'm filled with extreme sadness, actually, when I think about that, so I'm just taking a moment. It's so sad. I can go on and on. She's one of a few handfuls, a very few handfuls in some of these communities of people that were just lost in the mix, so to speak, of some very important investigations and takedowns, right? And it's not their fault. Some people just get caught up in the noise. And as long as they're a good person and they don't get involved with the drugs, well, over the years it seems that people who debate these people behind the scenes a little bit about the bullshit stings they do and how those put more people in danger. And when they're getting pats on the backs, like, yeah, big bust, or they got people encouraging them, put that on the table, put down your badges, let's take your picture, nice job, guys. Right, so they're just doing their jobs. We're not making fun of anybody. We're trying to explain to people how there are parties of people who point out where the problems might be, right? Drug trafficking, people selling it. It's not that hard. The biggest problem is the investigations. You understand that, right? That's what people have been trying to get others to understand. But they don't want to look at it, just like the people who get a lot of money for like the astral projection and remote viewing stuff and bullshit programs, and then play victim and go to rehab, Camp David's. On whose tax dollar? And then when people try to bring up how much money is wasted on that shit, they start attacking the poor people. Oh, look at what they're buying with their SNAP. Seed oils. Seed oils. Isn't it funny, too? I remember back 2005 and 6 when a lot of their kids, I mean, it seemed to be a spike. You know, they get diagnosed with cancers, different disabilities all the time, don't they? But in their worlds, life's just not fair. It's not because of the pills they were popping or the alcohol. They were both approved by the doctor. Right, because they were said to be safe during pregnancy, so it's okay. And it's better to keep drinking a little bit than go into withdrawals, because you can die from that and give the baby brain damage, even more so if you're in a state of withdrawal and unhappy, right? That's right. Aww. Life's not enough. Being human, learning about the evolutionary process, it's absolutely incredible. It blows my mind to just look around. Lights, cameras, action, Silence. Silent films. Color. The Wizard of Oz. It's interesting how the technology and drugs are involved with a lot of these stories. Flying monkeys. Flying monkeys. Carrier pigeons. Good morning. Yes, thank you. Want to listen to Dr. Hook?
We're gonna do our new record. Do our new hit. No, it's not a hit. Maybe it's a bomb. We're gonna do our new record. Okay, you wanna do it? Here. You'll be able to probably put a dime in a jukebox in here that's in a hamburger stand. Got hamburger stands over here? Is there hamburger stands over here? Carry me. Take one. Second Street and Broadway, sitting in the doorway, head held in his hands, looked up all the world like he was praying. Foot wrapped in it all.
So they said they were bringing up Lori because they were hoping I would mention some of the targeting there with those things that were going on around here. Oh yeah, all the druggies and alcoholics were on high. I know, look at what they're doing now. They're sick fucking people. Right, what was going on then? Why were certain people being targeted? I was talking to her right before she died. She had just gotten my dad another t-shirt. She liked to buy him t-shirts. Told me I was very lucky to have such great parents. And then she accused them of tapping into her cable box or something. Well, first she thought it was China. She was trying to quit drinking too. I think she had there those towards the end of her life. Yeah, she was trying to come off the alcohol. It seems like certain people around here were getting people going, huh? I know the old lady Denise. Remember Denise? She's the old French lady. Yeah, she got pretty pissed off what they were doing too. She was arguing with them all. My mom, my dad's sisters. I know. Well, their kids are fucking with people too, right? I know one of their daughters had moved off to Michigan to marry that dude from India. Well, it's over by, oh, you're talking about the direct weapons facility. I don't think, is it still used for that, or wasn't that just back in the 80s and 90s? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. So let's see, Michigan hosts major military training installations and defense manufacturing plants that handle weapon systems, precision fire technology, and tactical gear, led by the Grayling Joint Maneuver Training Center. Camp Grayling Joint Maneuver Training Center, and a new Saab Incorporation munitions production facility. A new Saab Incorporated munitions production facility. Now the people, like, they're sourcing for people who work and train in those kind of things. Must be from certain areas or places where... Yeah, no, I'm just wondering, like, what kind of sourcing? Like, if you're looking for people who can work on cars, you're probably going to source mechanic schools, right? For mechanics. Mechanisms. It's pretty simple, right? But yeah, she was actually staying down in that little closet where no one's supposed to live for insurance reasons, down in the garage. She had set it up. One of my dad's sisters, the mother of the one that moved to Michigan to marry the dude from India or something. Yeah, and they're helping with the drug investigations too, right? With some other family members who think they're so cool and going to rehab and telling their stories. Fucking sick, huh? They're flowers. They're flowers blooming. But yeah, little Denise, the French lady, they were saying shit to piss her off on purpose. She got pissed and started carrying her gun in her purse. One of them got smacked, huh? Didn't someone get smacked? This was 2017. So anyways, I said to Lori, when she's going off about her cable box, I said, Lori, if China was listening, like, which one's in China? Like the government or criminal organizations connected to criminal organizations here? She paused for a moment, and then she, like, started going off that maybe my parents were listening it through her cable box. Lori, my parents still use flip phones. Think about it. They got them all fucking confused, too. Remember Chris in 2009? Before he shot himself? Do you remember stuff he was saying? Probably not. You had a real bad alcohol problem then, huh? See how I'm talking to this person? They're dead. So am I crazy, or am I just having a improv conversation to help people in class and rehab groups understand what's really going on? Yeah, and she left here. Sharp corner. Died in an accident. I think she was on her way to a Tupperware party.
Bag, bottle in a brown bag. I saw him try to stand. Then I heard the words
that he was saying. Come on, Carrie. Carry me a little farther. Come on, Carrie. Come on, Carrie. Carry me one more mile. where it's leading to, but I know I can make it if I lean on you. So come on, carry me a little. I carried you, so carry me a little. Come on, carry me a little while.
When he struggled to his feet and staggered down the street to the window of a 5 and dime, and he stood and laughed a while
at his reflection, yeah. Then I heard him shouting something about a mountain he could surely climb
if she was only there to point
the right direction. Come on, carry me a little farther. Come on, carry me one more mile. Where it's leading to, but I know I can.
The firearms found inside the house included a ghost gun, 2 sawed-off shotguns, multiple rifles, a grenade launcher, and 3 pistols with extended magazines. A total of 9 people were arrested in the raid. 5 are from Vermont, and the other 4 are from Connecticut. They face a slew of charges, including drug trafficking and gun-related offenses. The Windsor County Sheriff's Department took part in the raid, which was carried out by Vermont's Drug Task Force. Sheriff Palmer tells us that the home had been on their radar for quite some time.
People are doing everything they can, but still cannot get ahead. Susan Collins.
a little while.
We need to tell Susan Collins to stop the congressional stock trading.
Puppy Mill, with animals seized and placed in protective care. This case represents the intersection of drug trafficking and weapons smuggling at the highest level.
During a raid prompted by suspected drug activity at this home in Rutland, Vermont State Police say they and a special team from Homeland Security made another discovery. That people might have been held captive inside.
Surprised me big time.
Troopers and special agents then freeing 3 women from behind a padlocked door and finding another possible indicator of human trafficking, several indoor chain-link storage areas. The women were checked by medical experts and interviewed, while an advocate specializing in human trafficking was on scene.
In October 2021, a drug raid in Brattleboro uncovered a darker enterprise. 3 women discovered locked in a room. The discovery triggered a human trafficking investigation, revealing the operation involved not only drug distribution, but also exploitation and trafficking, uncovering a far more expansive criminal enterprise.
A Colchester man sentenced to 4 years in prison on drug charges. 37-year-old Carl Martin was convicted last summer. You may remember he was one of the men police say was involved in a shooting outside of Nectar's Bar on Main Street in Burlington back in 2018. They say before the shooting,
He punched another man, Rashad Nasheed, in the face and pointed a gun at him. Investigators say Nasheed then fired at Martin, but his bullet hit and seriously wounded a bystander. Martin was never charged for his involvement in that shooting, but authorities did charge him for selling coke to an undercover officer on several occasions in 2019.
My was sentenced to prison on drug charges.
I don't get angry at the
Worth
bills I
noting the
have to
shift
pay.
is
I
represented in
don't
the
get
video's
angry when
art.
my mom smokes pot.
Most of what you've heard
Hits the
so
bottle
far
and goes
are
right to the
arrests,
rock. Bucket
seizures,
and fight it.
and
It's
indictments
all
the
the
front
same.
end of the process. Sentencings are the back end,
Let the
and they
love
typically
and
arrive
love
1 to
and
3
come
years
back
after
to
the
me.
arrest that produced them. Every sentencing in this video is the closing chapter of an investigation that began long before the news cycle that reported it.
48-year-old Ronald Aldridge, seen here as a younger man, was sentenced in 2007 to 14 years in federal prison. At the time, the judge called his mare smuggling scheme the largest he'd seen. Prosecutors described literally tons of pot brought from Canada into Vermont, sometimes hidden in shipments of grain. That includes, the U.S. Marshal Service says, laundering profits from the pot smuggling by investing in this property relatives had built. Court records show a sale price of $200,000 to Aldridge, or Ronnie Cash as he was known on the streets. After his conviction, prosecutors say the smuggler forfeited well over $1 million in assets.
His worth and weight is gold, ain't he?
It goes up for bids next Wednesday with a minimum price of $70,000. Bill Hill remembers his stepson claimed he got the money through an insurance settlement for an injured ankle.
I guess I'm gullible. Somebody tells me something, I believe them.
For however long he wants to be here, Hill, not the buyer, will have to maintain the property and pay the taxes and insurance. Hill says he never suspected his home was funded with drug money.
30 acres in Hardwick. Vermont could be yours. It looks out at farms and mountains. On it sits a large home, complete with a fountain, a swimming pool, and pens and barns outside for animals. It was seized from a major Vermont drug smuggler, and the federal government put it up for auction. This is the part of the story that rarely makes the news. What happens to everything afterwards? Federal asset forfeiture.